Bonjour mes enfants, je suis très fatigué. Welcome. We're very excited because today we're gonna make some delicious pomegranate braised short ribs in a prune sauce. Now, if it sounds difficult, it isn't. If it sounds fancy, it is. First, you want to preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Okay, so to begin, you want your short ribs out, and then you want to come over here and grab your hardware. I am going to use this beautiful new Le Creuset agave blue or green cast iron skillet. So what you want to do first is you actually want to pat dry each short rib because you want them to brown nicely. And you just want to place them in the skillet. You don't really want to crowd them, but they don't need that much space. They're like a short rib bus. Oh, you also want to put the bone side down onto the skillet. Season with salt, pinch of pepper. And now these babies will go into the oven for 45 minutes. Woo! Au revoir! Je t'aime! So while these brown in the oven for 45 minutes, you could prep for what's coming up next, or you could just do something else. In the meantime, though, you are gonna need 4 cups of pomegranate juice, 2 to 3 tablespoons of res al hanout, and then, most importantly, you're gonna need a Dutch oven. And this one is a new color. It's agave, it's beautiful. Isn't agave amazing? It gives us these beautiful colors. It gives us tequila. As we all know, or maybe you don't know, Le Creuset is French for the creuset. No, actually, it's French for the crucible, which I thought was kind of funny to name pots after a play. That's a joke. But then I had to Google what a crucible actually was. It's like the big pot that they pour the molten lava metal thing into. You know, any medieval movie where they're making a sword, there's always, you know what I mean. Point is, that's this. That is solid. So when you're doing this at home, just promise me that you'll do a better job of chopping the onions than I did. You don't need to cut them chop them too thinly. That'll be fine. Will I make it out of this video without cutting myself? We'll find out. So just have that ready to go when your short ribs are out of the oven. Okay, so these have been in here for 45 minutes. Let's check and say, oh baby, hello, hello, hello. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So now what you want to do is, this might be sacrosanct, but you want to drain this oil. And then you put it back in there for 15 minutes. Wow, that's hot. Wait a second. Back in the oven for 15 minutes. Okay, so it's been 15 minutes. Before you take them out of the oven, you want to reset your oven to 300 degrees. And I like to do it now because otherwise I'll forget. So you take out your ribs. Woo! Hello, baby. Very carefully, and just set them aside. So you want to take these out, put them in a bowl, and put that to the side. Actually, cover it up with a little bit of aluminum foil, because they'll be chilling there for a little bit. Okay, next, you want to grab your 4 cups of pomegranate juice and pour it in there. It'll sizzle. You want to scrape all that good juices off from the bottom. Ooh, yeah. Just to make it easier on myself in the future. There's a bowl in here, and I want to transfer this into this bowl just to make it easier later to pour out. And now we'll use our Dutch oven. You want to drizzle about a tablespoon of olive oil. I have no idea what a tablespoon actually looks like, so I just kind of... Listen, if you've ever used olive oil, you know how much to use. You want to heat up your oil. You have 1 white onion, and 1 carrot, coarsely chopped, prepared, ready to go. Okay. Onions, carrots go in. Add about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You just want to cook this for a little bit until they're nice and soft, but not caramelizing, not yet. So about the garlic, you'll use 2 to 4 cloves of garlic. I used to chop my own garlic, mince them, and I would spend hours just peeling the cloves. And it was fine, it was a fine lifestyle. But then I was in the grocery store one day and I discovered pre-peeled garlics. And next to that, pre-minced garlic and garlic paste. So now my life is much, much easier. This patina that Le Creusettes get is really phenomenal because you won't get that from most other pots. Okay, these look soft. Put in your spices and your garlic. And you want to mix that, cook it like that until fragrant. And you'll know once it's fragrant because it's fragrant. So use half your prunes, the entire pomegranate river water mixture from before, and a cup of just regular water. And you want to bring that to a simmer. Not a Susan Boyle, but a simmer. Hans simmer. You want to bring it to a Hans. Okay, this baby is a simmering. Then you want to grab your ribs that have been chilling. And now this time, last time there were bones down, now you want bone up. And you want to, the term is nestle. So you want to just nestle them in there. I like using this 5-quart Dutch oven compared to all those other sizes, just because if you're feeding 4 people, it's just like the perfect size. Okay, bye. Au revoir. Au revoir, mon petit chou. Bring this back to a simmer. A Hans simmer. Okay, that's ready. So just cover it, and then you want to put it in the oven, your 300-degree Fahrenheit oven, for 2.5 hours. Au revoir. This is what I'll be doing for 2.5 hours. Now, what to do during these 2.5 hours? I don't know. Why don't you go do something French, like eat pastries, or I don't know. You do something. See you later. Au revoir. All right, mes amis, there's about 45 minutes left to our short ribs, and in the meantime, regardless of what else you did, let's work on our potatoes. So we want about 2 pounds, maybe less, a little more, depending how many people you're gonna feed, of these little roasting peewee potatoes. You'll need the cup, the juice of 2 lemons, maybe more. If you like it lemony, maybe less. If you don't like it that lemony, you could also use lime. We'll need a little bit of turmeric, some garlic paste because it's 2021. Who's slicing garlic by themselves? And some cilantro, salt and pepper, because come on. Oh, and some olive oil, because come on. First things first, bring to a boil. While we wait for that to boil, let's talk about other stuff. Croissants aren't French, you know. Everybody thinks they are. They're actually Austrian. Woo, woo, wee, woo. So you want to boil them until they're soft, maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 8 minutes. I don't know. But you'll see, they'll get soft. Once you can stick a fork in it easily, then you're done. And then you're going to drain it. So as you can see, these are already boiling. They have been boiling for about 10 minutes. And they're soft if you pierce them with a fork, so they're done. Turn this off. And you want to drain these using a strainer or a colander or whatever the hell you call it. Woo! Glasses are foggy like that window in Titanic. Okay. Rinse them with cold water. Stop them from cooking. You want to drizzle some olive oil in here. Again, maybe a teaspoon or a tablespoon, I don't know. Turn the heat back on to medium. Is it on? Garlic. You know how much garlic. You want to use a lot of garlic. You want to use about a clove or two, or just, you know. You want to use garlic. Oh, look at that. Oh. You want to toss in your potatoes. Salt to taste. I do 2 big pinches. 3 big pinches. Pepper, likewise, 2 big pinches. Do not be afraid to mash them up. You kind of want to mash them up. You want them to be dirty. Add your lemon juice. Then you want to add turmeric. Be careful with turmeric because that stains. How much? I don't know, just a little. Maybe a teaspoon or 2. Throw in your cilantro. Et voila. You are done. And that's it. Now you can just cover these up and wait for them to be served. Très bien. Meine Damen und Herren, Mesdames et Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, our ribs are ready. It's been 2.5 hours. So out of the oven they come. Woo! Chef skills. Transfer the meat to a separate bowl. I should just slide it right off. Oh yeah, like that. Now you want to once again lightly foil, lightly tense that. And now we have to move to the sink. So you get a bowl ready and get a strainer over the bowl. And you're gonna strain this juice. Try to retain as much of it as you possibly can. Woo! You want that to settle. Just let it chill there for about 5 minutes. Okay. In the meantime, you grab these solids. Now you're gonna need some sort of blender, bullet, processing kind of situation going on. So this little handy dandy apparatus here is called the defatter. What it does is it'll separate the liquid from the fat in this. If you do not have one, it is what it is. Don't worry, you can just pour this back into here. If you do have one, then let's use it. So pour this into here. Woo! So this should separate the fat. Let me see. Ah! Now you want to blend until smooth, or whatever adjective your particular machine uses. It's hot. Okay. That looks smooth. This is gonna go back into this now empty, oh yeah, empty pot. You want 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar. The rest of your prunes. I'm gonna bring it up to a simmer. And then you return your short ribs. If there are any accumulated juices in this bowl, you want that in there too. Just pour it all in. Oh yeah. You wanna bring this back up to a simmer, spooning the sauce over it ever so gently, ever so lightly, like Louis XIV did to Madame Pompadour. I don't know if that's true, but I would imagine he did something like that. And once it comes up to a simmer and they're kind of coated in the sauce, you're done. You're done. Then you just plate. And when you plate, you sprinkle a little sesame seeds on it and you put a little cilantro on it and then you is done. And in the words of Margaret Thatcher, bye.